So, first of all, official sales confirm Ghost of Yotei sales trail Ghost of Tsushima. The leaks were correct. So, the context is that there was a huge debate on X and, of course, between Smash JT and Colin Moriarty about how the game is performing. There's a huge, basically, argument for the place that the place that Colin Moriarty actually refers to when he counts on accurate information. I forgot how that was called. Actually, I totally forgot. Uh, I'm sorry about that, guys, but there was like something with A at the end. Like, Tsunami, do you remember?
Nope.
Yeah, Sartana, something Anna. Who cares? So basically, this is a site who can track the numbers somehow, but they only reveal them to official sources or companies. They don't really go public with them often or whatever. It was a bit a confusing situation here because many people believe that Ghost of Yotei does not sell so far as well as Ghost of Tsushima. And that seems to be the case. However, now it seems that Ghost of Yotei is basically starting to make the same numbers as Ghost of Tsushima, and we're going to read the article and see what it says, of course. But also, let's not forget something very important that not many people say, and that is exactly the fact that the gaming price for Ghost of Yotei is higher than that of Ghost of Tsushima. So this means that even if the game makes the same amount of money as Ghost of Tsushima, this does not mean that the same amount of people bought the game because the price is higher. It is the same situation with how we compare Man of Steel numbers, what Man of Steel did at the box office versus what Superman did at the box office for the past few months, because the ticket prices are double as high, but the number of people that actually went to the theater to see the new Superman movie were 50% less. So this means that the interest in the new movie is 50% less. And this kind of, I mean, it kind of like it seems that this with Ghost of Yotei is a very similar situation, but it's not 50% less interest.
Yeah.
That's for sure. Because normies don't care about the drama for the most part because
Yeah.
they don't know the
They
drama.
don't know the drama. Yes.
I talked to people that are complete normies. They're only still in this mindset where they are buying, let's say, in this case, PlayStation 5, and the only thing that they care about is what is on the console. I don't really have a good PC. I'm gonna play whatever is there, and they're very geeking out. They're geeking out about exclusive games until they're exclusive, of course. Exclusive games because this is the only thing that they possess is the console. So when something like that comes out, like Ghost of Yotei, they're all for it. That's normal because this is what they have. They don't have many choices about what they can buy.
Also, they really don't know what is happening in the gaming world. Why this is a girl there, why this is the drama. They have no idea about the wokeisms in games, actually, and they just buy it. I saw many comments, actually, about hitting from Bulgarian console owners. I were going to say gamers, but you know.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Normies here in Bulgaria as well.
Exactly, and I saw a lot of comments when it was when Assassin's Creed Shadows released that, you know, oh, I've been waiting that for so long, and you know, I have a console and I don't mind the game, everything is fine. Well, what drama are you talking about? And they don't know, they just buy the game, they play it, and that's it. Yeah.
Exactly, absolutely the same thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is what I wanted to put down first. Please, Tsunami, you feel free now to read the article.
All right. Before I do, David managed to throw in. It's the site was called Circana. Circana.
Thank you, Circana. Yes,
Thank you, David.
Circana.
Yeah.
Thank you, David.
Anyways, sales of Ghost of Yotei, the sequel to Ghost of Tsushima, came in at 3.3 million units sold in its first month. That's about 16% fewer sales than the first game had in the same period, which is somewhat unexpected. This shouldn't be surprising, though, as these numbers leaked weeks ago.
Yeah. Okay.
No, I'm sorry. I was skipping past all the Twitter stuff. On October 22nd, Mark Kern, a former Blizzard developer, better known on X as Grums, posted, "The gap is closing. Looks like Ghost of Yotei has grown from 2.6 to 2.8 million accounts to 3.2 million. Tsushima still leads at 3.8 million, but the gap has closed rapidly. It used to be as high as 25% overall, but is less now, around 16%. Many of the comments on the post challenged its accuracy, arguing that his numbers were either too high, too low, or that his only sources were Bigfoot and the Tooth Fairy. So when the video game news site Gematsu published the official numbers a few weeks later, and they were basically the same, Burn took a well-deserved victory lap." Sorry, they
Okay.
keep putting the bam. "I was 100% dead accurate," he posted on X. "Those deranged Grums haters who said I didn't have the number could stuff it. They had nothing and were guessing. I'm right. Journalist Zero, Grums Infinity." Wins and losses. Gematsu reports that in its first 32 days, Ghost of Yotei sold a respectable 3.3 million units. However, according to Sony, Ghost of Tsushima had sales of 3.8 million in its first month. It was a massive hit for Sony on the PS4 and for developer Sucker Punch Productions. The announcement of Yotei on September 24th, 2024 was met with strong enthusiasm. Since its release, the game has scored a generally favorable 86 on Metacritic. While Yotei is doing very well, the 16% drop shows it has failed to build on any momentum from the first game. This seemingly comes as no surprise to Kern, who posted, "Yotei is underselling 16% so far. My sources have been proven completely right." For Kern's sources to be accurate within 100,000 units of the official tally is remarkable. Why the dip? It is curious that Yotei has so far failed to match the popularity of Tsushima. However, Tsushima was released for the PS4 when there were 110 million of the consoles and homes around the world. It also came out in 2020 when most of the world was discouraged from leaving home. Conversely, Yotei is a PS5 exclusive, and as of August, only 80 million units have been sold. The newer game also retails for $70, which is $10 more than the original.
Exactly.
There was also some bad press leading up to the game's release, which stirred talk of a boycott. After a Sucker Punch dev took to Blue Sky and made a distasteful joke after the death of Charlie Kirk, and reports of controversial creative decisions, a number of gamers questioned if they wanted to pre-order or support Yotei. The future is uncertain. Compared to other AAA games, Yotei has done very well this year. However, many at Sony and Sucker Punch are probably wishing that current sources hadn't been so accurate. A third game in the series is certainly possible, though nothing more than a multiplayer DLC has been announced.
Okay.
I'm still skipping past all the ads.
Yeah, that's
Oh
it.
my
That's
god.
it.
Oh no, that's it. Yeah, got it.
That's it. Okay, let's focus on some particular things now.
Sure.
So, first of all, that was a great point about the pandemic when Ghost of Tsushima came out. Many people were locked at home. You know what I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
So, of course, they were turning to whatever entertainment they could get their hands on. Now, is Ghost of Tsushima objectively a very good game? Yes, it is. It's a very good game. I played it throughout on the PlayStation. And I'm not sure. I mean, I would like to play it someday on the PC as well. It's gonna feel probably a lot better. Kind of difficult game too. It added some things that are better in terms of game mechanics when you compare it to the Assassin's Creed franchise, because it did draw a lot of inspiration from one of the, I mean, from the game mechanics from Assassin's Creed, which is good because Assassin's Creed has a lot of good and bad game mechanics.
It's good to turn to the good things, yes.
Yeah, but they turn to the good things. So it's a good game. It deserves to sell very well. Now, when we are talking about Ghost of Yotei, we haven't played the game, so we can't speak from first hand. Is this game good as Ghost of Tsushima or not? Some people say that it's too similar to the point where it plays it safe, which is kind of weird, considering that they decided to choose a female protagonist and do it 300 years in the future or whatever, instead of just continuing the story of Jin, which everybody wanted, because you can always do a continuation of his story. Like, what is stopping you? This is fiction. You can still do it. It's based on real events. But again, Jin is a fictional character. You can even make, like, what, 2-3 more months of his life on a game, and you can stretch it like a like a Swiss cheese. Like, who cares?
Or something that happens in between some things
Yeah.
in the story. I mean, you can always do that. It shouldn't be, oh, we'll just change the protagonist now just for no reason.
Absolutely.
Like it happened with Ninja Gaiden 4 now, that we still don't know the reason.
Yeah, we still don't know the
Okay.
reason. So Grumps is one of those people that always report on things, and sometimes he's right, sometimes he isn't. I just take everything that he says with a grain of salt, basically. He's also a game developer that still hasn't finished his game. Hopefully he does, but it's been in development for a lot of years, and people have called him out on it. There's many things about Grumps that are 500 tons of lore that I will not address, but if he's right about something, then it's completely fine. He is trying to get accurate information because he doesn't want to be wrong, so there's that. The point is that the gap is closing. Sorry, what the hell? The gap is closing, and maybe this game will make enough money or as much as money as Ghost of Tsushima. But for me, most importantly, is did all the stuff that happened around the game, the controversy, even did enough damage, basically. Because we don't know yet. Many years have to pass because games are selling all the time. Even if the initial numbers, the first few months are bad, we still have years. I mean, some people still buy games for from 5 years back or even more. So we never know what the final numbers are gonna be. But the point is that since the game is $70, copies sold is the most important metric to me because then you see the real interest from the people.
The copies are important, yeah.
And that's the real
Exactly.
objectivity of how much people are invested in this game compared to the previous one. And years back when these things were not an issue, I mean, the controversies behind games and wokeism and whatever, when that wasn't a thing, nobody counted any games numbers. I wasn't aware of how many game copies Assassin's Creed was selling before. None of the previous games that I am playing, none of them I had any information about. I mean, sometimes there were talks about it, but that's still more in recent years, rather than what was before, 10 years ago or whatever.
Yeah.
Nobody cared, nobody knew. They were still making games, so we assumed that the previous games were successful. Let's say God of War 1 made enough, so God of War 2 can happen, and God of War 3, and whatever. So nobody was so damn specific because we didn't have any of this to argue about. We didn't have the politics, we didn't have the controversies. There were some controversies for sure, maybe, but who knew about that?
There were things, but also I find out about that retroactively that there were some controversies. For example, in Devil May Cry 4 when they introduced Nero instead of Dante, and so. But that just goes to show actually that I don't think that people, if they really don't buy Ghost of Yotei, it's not because the protagonist was changed specifically just with the one, because you can have a good story and good character. It's specifically because you change the protagonist with another person for no reason. For no reason. So I think that should be something that people count, because otherwise it wasn't important than before. Even when they made that the reboot of Devil May Cry again, it actually, I think it sold pretty okay back in the days. People were just pissed off that it's not Dante.
Yeah, something that regular folks could be pissed about. It's definitely changing the protagonist, because that is something that everybody can see. Even people that don't read gaming news and they're just normies, they will see this. They will see this. So something that can affect the game sales for sure is changing the protagonist. Whether that is about wokeism or not, it doesn't matter.
I'm sure that if they change Jin with another guy and another woman, again, people were going to be pissed off because it's another guy. You have to start investing now in this character where you spend hours upon hours upon hours, getting to know Jin. And it's only one game with him, and it's kind of sad. It's like making a great movie, and in the next one you change it with another guy.
Yeah,
and
this
you say,
is
but
like Uncharted, and all of a sudden it's not Drake, but
it's
it's
not Drake.
Grandma
Yeah,
Lily.
exactly. I mean, they spent how many 3 or 4 games before they do the spin-off with the girl, right?
Yeah, and it's separate
Yeah,
game.
and it's a separate game
It's
actually. Yeah.
a separate
Yeah.
game. I mean, Naughty Dog did it right.
Mm-hmm.
So everything that Naughty Dog
Exactly.
did in Uncharted, not everything, but like
Yeah.
90%, it was not woken, it was okay.
Introduce
90%.
the other characters. Maybe if it was a character from the first game that we know about and it's great to introduce, then you say, hey, that guy or girl there or whatever is interesting. I would like a spin-off with him or her.
Yeah.
And here you go, much like when you do a spin-off show.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just it should be with a relevant character, not just with, oh, remember the guy who was sitting there at the chair in the bar? Where we're doing a show about him now because
Yeah.
yeah,
Because no reason.
no reason.
So last words here, guys, and we have to, continue. So we'll see if the numbers are the same eventually. A lot of people don't want to play the game because of the main actress, who is an Antifa crazy person, supporter,
That's another
whatever.
thing. Those people really have to. I mean, the actors and things that should just act and shut up.
Shut the
for
F up.
Just
Damn it.
just shut up. Leave your personal things and thoughts. Just act. You know, say things about the game, about the role, and that's it.
Yeah, and last thing I want to say is that when you see Grum's attitude here, when you see how Smash had this huge argument with that guy from the industry, it's kind of, I mean, we didn't have that before, that kind of everybody feels so offended about things, and everybody are like, well, this matters now so much because now we have this freaking other things to worry about and to argue about.
Yeah.
That is why. That is why everybody are like pinched in the butt lady. That's how we all are. We are now super sensitive about things from one side to from the other side, because one person says this and the other says that, and it's like the end of the world kind of a matter, where it's really not. But why we are actually getting so worked up about those things from both sides is because this is a matter of principle. And the principle, of course, is that when you have something that is inserted in gaming where it wasn't there before, like the gaming politics and that stuff, one side is getting super annoyed by it, which is our side, and the other side is like, no, gaming politics has nothing to do actually with performance of a game. People don't care that there's wokeism, so why not insert it anyway? Or also they're pretending that wokeism doesn't exist and we're just being offended little bitches. So both sides are acting like pinched ladies in the butt anyway,
Exactly.
because of two different reasons, and both see different principle. We see the principle of don't mess with gaming this way and with entertainment as the whole, and don't inject those things. And the other side is like, those things don't matter, they don't exist, you imagine them. Or the other version is, you support them. No, I mean, you should support them because they're okay. So there's two sides. One that ignores, actually there's two sides on the other end. On the other side, not our side. Our side is the principle, do not insert stupid things in gaming that don't belong there. And the other two sides are like, they don't exist, wokeism don't exist, or wokeism exists and you have to support it. And everybody like, no, and yeah.
Yeah, don't forget and things like, certain IP was always woke because when it actually wasn't.
Yeah. Yeah, I totally support Smash and how he see things also in this case, because Sarkana is not end-all be-all, and when they're not fully transparent to the public, you can't really trust them, or
especially
you
when
can't trust them right away.
Yeah,
I mean, don't trust anything right away. Just wait and see, because time is actually the objective metric by which we measure truth, because with time you're gonna see what actually the truth is. So that's why I'm trying to not say this is the truth or that is the truth until we actually see what it is the truth with time. Now, let us know what you think, guys, in the comments, of course. And now, chat and Tsunami, let us know what you think. So first, Tsunami, let me know what you think, and then we're gonna read the chat.
Okay. As a random person whose opinion means nothing, Grums is a very strong voice and has been leading the charge in a lot of this stuff for a couple of years now. And his voice matters. But like you already mentioned, his stained reputation with his uncompleted game consistently holds him down from being a more powerful voice in the industry. The issue between Ghost of Tsushima, which was universally well received, and Yotei, which started off with a controversial move, simply making the protagonist a woman, at the same time, while a lot of other IPs were making these woke changes, everyone was nervous, but still were like, okay, I'll wait to see what happens. Then the actress started coming out and making statements. Then the developer made statements about the asset. So it wasn't just one thing with Yotei. It was a consistent wave of extra BS. Making it the exclusive, making it only on PS5, just like this game was doomed from the get-go. Well, not doomed, I shouldn't say. It's doing fine on its own, I guess. But in terms of where the storyline goes from here, you've killed people's interest in it because they just didn't want to deal with it. Essentially, without having played either game, so I don't know. I'm just talking out of my ass. Assassin's Creed Shadows and Ghost of Yotei basically had the same bullshit story to explain what was going on and why everything was happening. And maybe the game was fun or whatever. I just would have rather had the compelling story.
Mhm.
But that's my 2 cents on it.
Yeah.
As for chat, I've held off where they started commenting.
Okay, let's see the chat now. Thank you for that. Thank you.
It's already been tainted by the people working on the game.
So a lot of
Yes,
that was in the
it's not-
background, and you can handle someone like lower level who makes a statement. Frankly, I think that a lot of people would just be like, if you would fire people that talk out of their ass on Twitter, you'd probably be doing a lot better. But the issue is it's senior level people who are not backing off of it, and as a result of, they're going to suffer the consequences.
Yeah,
The world,
exactly.
let alone the United States. I speak for the United States as a random member of it. The world is divided on a lot of topics between sociopolitical. There's a sociopolitical schism going on, and people are taking sides. So stop pissing off your audience.
Yeah,
I always go back to the Michael Jordan quote.
Oh yeah.
People on the right buy shoes too. So it just makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. Actually, someone said in the comments, I think we see it, but the story of Yotei reminds the story of that Netflix
Blue-Eyed
anime,
Samurai and Netflix.
Blue-Eyed
I was gonna
Samurai,
get to it.
yes. Which, if that's true, I'm not very inclined to play. I mean, I suppose it's a good. I watched only 2 episodes, but again, I saw things that I don't like in materials like that. I mean, the idea was good, but then again, the execution of that show, I really didn't like it all that much. So if really the game story is kind of like that, I think I won't be enjoying playing it. But let's see. Yes, when someday it's out on PC, maybe we'll try it out.
To throw just a basic ass creative idea out there, they could have just dropped a DLC for Ghost of Tsushima where you play as the woman protagonist
For example,
from the story who everyone fucking liked. You could have done a 20-hour DLC and people would have appreciated the fact you would be supporting Jin, for instance, in missions going forwards. And I think a lot of people would have gotten down with that.
That's amazing. That's a great idea.
That's a great
That's
idea,
basically
yeah.
what Naughty Dog did, at least the first half of what you said, by releasing a separate game with Chloe, and it was a great game. And she is supporting him in some stories of the game anyway.
Yeah.
They're not continuing with Uncharted so far, but otherwise, what you said about Ghost of Yotei would be perfect, absolutely perfect scenario.
Well,
Yeah.
they also did the same thing with the new Ratchet and Clank, in which you also had a female protagonist there to play with along with the other guys, and it was actually really good. As far as what I watched from my son playing it, of course, but it wasn't. Oh, now insert here a female character. No, it was okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, guys. Let's go through some of the comments now. Time for comments,
I think
real
they're
quick.
talking about date everything with a lot of kids.
Oh my gosh.
I,
I'm just
I'm
gonna
on it
read
if you
what's
want me to
relevant
read.
to the topic, guys.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
better leave your comments after you see that we are finishing with the topic. Then is the time to post comments about what you think about that particular topic. So they're more new, and we don't have to scroll through the whole chat to search if you said something about the game. Okay. But now we gotta scroll.
Max K says something important there.
Okay, so I just wanted to
I
say
agree.
hi to Yasto.
Oh yeah, hi
Because we
Yasto.
didn't say hi to Yasto, hi to Vernam Solantis
Vernam.
as well. I hope I didn't miss anyone. Max K, of course, Max K.
Max K, yes.
Okay.
You said to Thomas, yeah.
Droid.
Oh, Droid is here, yes.
Droid drop.
Konnichiwa, Droid, because he says konnichiwa.
Okay.
Konnichiwa, it should be.
Oh, okay, let's see.
Vernam also
Smash will
said-
be taking yet another victory lap tomorrow, says Max K. I agree.
Yeah, because he was totally right, which is really important to address here. I think Vernam says that I don't see it, but I remember he said that I'm really here you go. I'm glad I never got into the Tsushima because all the BS around Yotei would just piss me off even more if I was a fan. I still think you should try the game because it's a great game and
it's not related to Yotei in any capacity.
Yeah.
Different times the studio was not like that. They didn't think like that. Anything of the sort that we see today was not interjected in Ghost of Tsushima. So it's absolutely untainted and unstained.
Yeah. So
you
still try it out.
It's
Don't
worth it. It's a piece of art.
You have that experience for yourself, especially if you're a fan of samurais. And I still have to play it because I'm a fan of those things and that aesthetic and everything. So I will be playing that game someday. And maybe if it is on PC, we can do it on stream.
For credit, Truth is the one that mentioned Blue Eye Samurai.
Truth, okay, yes. Yeah, thank you, Truth, yes.
Thank you, Tsunami.
And thank you, Tsunami.
XK throws in typically 80 to 90% of a game's lifetime sales take place in the first 90 days after release. There are exceptions, but that's his comment, which I agree with. Oh boy, the goon talk.
There's Guntok?
There's Guntok.
Oh my god, it's been nothing but gooning, boobs, and tacos.
Oops, where?
I don't know. These guys were just talking about nonsense.
Okay.
Droid said, I am never playing Ghost of Yotei or Assassin's Creed Shadow. No way am I spending my money on something that will piss me off while playing. A wise move.
Yeah, just
Truth
play
said,
the
people
other
wanted
games.
People wanted Jin Sakai to be a new modern day PlayStation icon similar to Nathan Drake. Yeah, fucking Japanese Batman would have been badass.
Yeah.
Averno
What more diverse than
Solentis,
this?
I know, but if I buy it right now, I would still support the current devs, not the ones who made it back then. True.
Well, true.
Not true,
But still a good thing that they did,
But still they did something good, don't forget. Still that is a good game.
I mean, maybe if you support Ghost of Tsushima, this will tell them that they need to make another one with Jin. You know, if they see new numbers, new sales coming in.
Game, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So that could
That's
help,
true.
actually.
Sooner or later, the conversation will come up where they compare Tsushima sales to Yotei sales, and they'll do it in units. So no matter what the price was, it's still going to go ahead and work against them.
Yeah, just like we hope that this will happen to DC, for example, that they'll see the old numbers of Man of Steel and decide, maybe we should do other things.
Yeah. Okay, guys.
Which is an upcoming tale, or one of the other topics for tonight.
Okay, guys, we do have to move on to the
Let's
next
move on to the
topic,
next
and of
one.
course, guys, consider supporting the show, and whoever drops a super chat, that of course that's gonna take priority. But in general, you allow me to do what I do literally because this is my full-time job. So here you go. Okay, let's go to the next topic, guys. Let's see what. Yeah, we can do this one. So this is interesting. I never heard of this game before. It is a game dev that actually, when I looked at this first, I thought this is Megabonk.
It certainly looks like that.
But it isn't. So this is a very interesting topic. I'm gonna read the title real quick. So, asked about adding multiplayer to his single-player MMORPG, indie dev says he doesn't want players getting co-op FOMO.
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 Fear of missing out.
Yes.
Yeah, fear of missing out. The solo gamer is very underrepresented. Okay, you can continue reading and we are going to get an idea of what this is about. So give it a go.
The entire pitch for Steam's darling, Erenshor, is that it's an MMORPG where the MO is a complete fabrication. It's a single-player game riffing on World of Warcraft, except all the players running around and questing are entirely simulated. and it'll likely remain that way throughout early access because the game's solo dev believes single-player games are very underrepresented in today's gaming market. That's co-op is probably the biggest request I get. Developer Brie Media said in a recent Reddit Ask Me Anything session, "It's a huge undertaking to rewrite a game into co-op, and I feel an obligation to deliver on what was originally promised, single-player MMO experience. So it's not in the official plans for the time being." While playing games with optional co-op by himself, Brie Media says he always feels like he's missing out or will get stuck on a grindy part and wish he was playing with a friend instead, because the game was probably designed with multiplayer in mind. And that's why Erenshor was made with single player as the sole focus. Folks who buy it to play solo know they're getting the full experience and it's tailored for them. Brie Media added, "I think the solo gamer is very underrepresented in today's gaming market." There we go. No co-op in Erenshor for now, but the indie dev doesn't totally rule out the possibility as a post-launch edition. After 1.0, I may look to bring someone in to add co-op or offer it as a free DLC, just to separate it from the main game itself a bit. This is just thinking out loud, not a promised feature.
All right. So first of all, this is very good that he's sticking to his guns and he likes to represent single player gaming more. I'm all up for that. I mean, as a gamer, since I can remember, I never actually wanted multiplayer. Of course, it's fun. It's fun in certain context and gaming and whatever, but at my core, I prefer to have a single player game experience first, and then multiplayer is always second. So to me, he is correct. This is a game that it's very hard to do it as it is, and game developers are very limited. And if you are a small creator in this case, a gaming dev, you have limited resources and limited time, and you have to put your passion forward. And if your passion is single player, you will do single player games. Simple as that. As much as people may want that, they already have other games that they can play in this same manner. So why does he have to bend to that? He can put his vision out, and if he sees success, I mean, he has to see how people will react first to that, and then he can do another game, and maybe he can make it from the ground up, including multiplayer, sorry. But the point that he is making is that first, single player games are not appreciated enough. Second, you can have totally different experience while playing single player games, which is worth it, and it's very personal to each player how they experience single player gaming. It's just another world. It's just something that multiplayer doesn't give you. To me, multiplayer gives me fun with friends, but it doesn't give me the substance that I feel when I play a single player game. When it's just me and the game trying to figure things out and have fun in this world, and I'm more immersed in the world when I'm playing alone. So there's many moving parts and positives to single player gaming, and that's how gaming actually started.
That's how it started.
With single experiences and not with multiplayer. Multiplayer, again, it's amazing to share, what we do here. I mean, like we do co-op as well. Me and you, that is just amazing on its own, but it's still like single player that we experience ourselves, which is pretty cool. There's also games that we know very well that you can play the campaign together with someone else, like the new Call of Duty game, which seems, by the way, very crazy.
And Space Marine 2 was actually created like that, but you can still have the experience on your own, much like when things started with the couch co-oping back in the days. There were games again that were more fun to play like that, but you shouldn't feel obliged, but now I gotta find a friend to play with, otherwise I'm kind of screwed. And even today, now you will play on multiplayer, but still, what happens when you're still inexperienced and the game matches you with the guys who spend all the time on those games? And, for example, if we actually get to play Sonic Racing Cross World, do you know how much guys are playing that? I mean, do you have any idea how really good most people are now by this point of the game? It was at least a month ago. So I really have no idea if we're actually going to win a race or not
Yeah, you feel like
You feel like,
insignificant
yeah.
little
And
person.
I'm totally sure, I was talking this with my son today in the morning. I'm totally sure that most of the guys who play it and are racing there are not kids his age.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, but he's really
so,
good.
yeah, but he's really good. Yeah.
So yeah, I do appreciate this developers' viewpoints, and I do think that other developers should look at things more this way because he's a small
Exactly.
dev. He sees things like we see things, and the bigger companies just see multiplayer games as cash cows. They don't see the value in single player that much. Some do. More nowadays. We had this issue a few years ago. It was a lot more prominent when EA, I think, said that they were just gonna invest in like live service and whatever,
Yeah.
and they saw that that's a huge bummer. People still desire a lot single player experience that is the core of gaming.
As a core of
It's
gaming,
still gonna
yes.
be core of gaming no matter what. So Tsunami, please tell us what you think about this article, and then we're going to read the chat if they said something about this article, though. And welcome to the new guys, of course. Disgusting
Disgusting.
came
disgusting.
here,
Man of culture.
arrived. Man of culture. Did I miss someone? ST Hugo.
I didn't
Yes.
see.
Saint
Okay.
Hugo. Saint Hugo. Okay,
And
Tsunami.
Mike.
And Mike, give us your thought.
Again, I'm totally out of my league here. As a former MMO player and about to be a current one with Where Winds Meet, people go to MMO because they want to have that experience. The article itself states what this game is. It is a fabrication. It is essentially riffing on the MMO capacity. And he may be a singular person or whatever. A super simple compromise, which I don't understand what he's doing, is if there's a central node in the game, or even put them throughout the game, have NPCs that you can hire, and you could go ahead and co-op whatever you need to. Allow a party of whatever is needed to fight against whatever, and the single player could still feel like he's adventuring out there and finding people to help them. Provide different classes, a warrior, a mage, whatever the hell is needed. Allow the person to either buy them or riz them over, and then that's it. So that's pretty much all I had to say on it, since I don't know shit about this game.
Yeah, but that's interesting, and you're not getting any crap from those NPCs.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if he feels like doing more work, then enrich the storyline. Put a quest behind it. You have to earn this NPC to follow you around. I mean, Dragon's Dogma kind of already wrote this down, how you could do it and how you could tailor your NPC with you or find people that you find more appealing. And you could still continue this illusion of a so-called MMO. I don't even know why they're writing it like that. It should just be written down as like, this is a single-player game, and we're making fun of something. But whatever. So they wrote it the way they did. Throw some NPCs in there. If you're smart enough to have made this game as big as it is and whatnot, how hard is it to throw in a few extra interesting characters that'll help you along with things? But that's just my 2 cents.
It's an
As
interesting
for chat,
concept, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like a test game
disgusting.
to see what's happening. Yeah, disgusting.
Disgusting. Member for 5 months to the Imperial Guard. Giggity giggity. What's up, man?
Oh, Imperial Giggity.
Yeah.
All right. Max K throws in, let me translate for you. Co-op is much harder to build than single player. Can't just add it to an existing game. You have to rewrite the game. It's not going to happen. Right on? I know nothing about this. Like, as previously stated, I'm an idiot, but whatever. Thomas says every single player games are co-op for younger siblings when you give them a controller. Got it. Yeah, right on, Thomas. Truth says single player will always be king. Hail St. Hugo from me. Let's see. I think that's about it.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, so Veronum agrees also with what I was saying. Basically, the Dragon's Dogma system.
Yeah.
That's the first thing that popped into my head, and I'm not terribly bright. I figured you just throw that in there, and those people that want to role play in their underwear at home or whatever could go ahead and have the fun that they were looking for.
Indeed.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Okay. Okay, guys. So yeah, it's a good food for thought, I think.
Yeah, totally.
It's fun. Okay, let's continue to the next, actually. Hold on. Okay, so we're
boy.
back to Brie Larson. Oh boy. So this is opinion, and I appreciate to no end that the author of this article wrote opinion and not this is what's gonna happen and this is truth and factual, whatever.
100% guarantee you.
Yeah, you know what other creators love to word things as facts. It's great.
Yeah.
Not. Okay. So, opinion: Brie Larson may just rehabilitate her career with Mario Galaxy movie and superstar Chris Pratt. So, a bit of context again before we start talking about this. Last week was announced that she is going to play the new Princess
Rosalina
Rosalina in the
in
second
Mario Galaxy.
Mario Galaxy movie, and a lot of people were either annoyed, upset, or just didn't care. But because she was woke before, she said stupid things about white males in movies and whatever. It was so
White
stupid
male directors.
and so racist towards her own freaking race. But then she hasn't said a peep since then, which is a few
then,
years.
Yeah.
So maybe she learned her lesson. She does have a video announcing that she's gonna play this character, and she just says that she's happy about it. Nobody else knows, and she looks very happy-go-lucky, and all is good.
Yeah.
So if she decides to change and learn her lesson, that's all good on her side. Now, even if she didn't, will normies ever find out that she even plays this role? Absolutely not.
No.
Probably most people will never know who plays in those roles. When you go to other countries like ours, you will hear just Bulgarian dub anyway. If you
Yes.
choose to watch the movie dubbed, and most people will, because our dub is pretty good and it's great for children.
It actually got better.
It actually got way better with the years. Like my mom will also choose this.
I was very impressed when I watched the first Super Mario movie when Bowser was singing and it's Jack Black, but our Bulgarian guy was just giving it all, and I say, man, well done.
It was spot on.
Just amazing.
It was crazy good. So you have to think about this in a few ways. First, normies will not care anyway, even if she didn't change.
Yeah.
Second, it seems like she did change, which is better overall for her.
I'm actually happy to hear that she changed. But again, even if she didn't change, but she keeps that opinion in her private life and doesn't interject it in the projects and in interviews, then we will never know actually.
Yeah.
And we'll see the person who is in the role. She's not going to make Rosalino to be, say, oh no, get away, Mario, because you're a dumb male and stuff like that. No.
Yeah. The other thing is separate the art from the artist. That's another thing. Now, there are some actors that I just can't watch anymore. They're so unpleasant to me.
Yeah.
Like Mark Ruffalo. Like, this guy is just so gross. The way that he behaves, the way that he looks is gross. He let himself go completely. He doesn't look...
Gone are the days of Mark Ruffalo in that movie, the Zodiac. Was it the Zodiac? I forget. Yeah. Gone are the days.
I have no idea how he looked there, but...
Better.
Okay. I mean, everybody are gonna say, well, Gary, people get old. I know. We all gonna get old. But if you sustain yourself, especially when you have millions of dollars, you can still keep it up. Like, you can still look great. I look at Bradley Cooper, for example.
And you're an
he
actor.
looks the same for the last 20 years.
And you're an actor. Part of your job is to...
Your face is
kind
your
of keep
bread and butter.
Good.
So.
Yeah, so...
But anyway, the point, again, we made all the points. So let's see the opinion of this author of this article. Tsunami, take the stage.
Hail Tekla before I move on.
Hail Tekla.
Hail.
Captain Marvel is about to be a princess, but not a Disney princess. No, Nintendo is the new studio preparing an all-out push against Mickey Mouse, and their newly announced Rosalina movie star will be played by none other than the MCU's controversial Brie Larson.
What?
Ads. What the?
That was the article?
That's the article.
Oh,
cool.
That's a VIP article.
I didn't get to read that one. There are some strong comments. There's comments in the chat, I should say, about this.
Okay, let's see the comments in the chat. I mean, this is just an opinion, so we're not missing much, I guess. Okay, read the chat.
I'll throw in my 2 cents again as the random around here. Brie Larson was a very controversial figure at a time period when it was right to be controversial for her particular politics. However, talking about futures and trying to Nostradamus this, Chris Pratt was also a very controversial figure going into the Super Mario movie. A lot of people on one side of the political aisle hated him, and the movie still did well because in the end, I think Mario fans just want to go watch a good Mario movie. As for Brie Larson herself, she has managed to not rehabilitate her image, but just shut her mouth up for long enough, which I imagine her agent stepped in pretty forcefully to let her know, like, your career is dying. You better be quiet. I saw this, and I do remember seeing stuff when she had her own like YouTube channel. She's like a legitimate Mario fan. Like she plays Mario.
Oh,
So
so cool.
yeah,
So cool, yeah.
it's not total bullshit what she's doing. So I saw that, and frankly, if she could just be an adult pretender and do her job and not have to, I don't want to hear about her nonsense politics. I don't care. I thought the first movie was great, and I'd love to watch another one.
Yeah, it was great. It was so
great.
fun, and I'm not
Amazing,
even
yeah.
a Mario fan. I played one of the oldest games, like those that are with diskettes and stuff. But other
The
than that,
8-bit.
the 8-bit games, they were super hard. But
Totally.
other than that, I haven't played anything
Phrasing.
new. Yes, Loganson plays the newer games, so those
Yeah, he
things.
beat all of them. He say, I have no idea how you do
But
that.
I loved the movie. The movie
was
was
great, yeah.
heartwarming. It was cute. It was
Absolutely,
entertaining.
absolutely.
I felt every
I
single
mean,
thing that there is to feel about it.
there were people who tried to, twist things like, oh no, they made it work because now Princess Peach is showing Mario how to do the things, and instead of saving her, he has to save his brother. And I say, man, it's kind of logical. It makes sense. How would Mario know how to do those stuff? She spent her life there. She knows. Of course, she will show him. He just comes into this world. He doesn't know what the power-ups are. He doesn't know how to jump and fight and all the other things. He doesn't know anything about the world. She does.
Yeah, the
She was
concept
there.
is such that he
Yeah.
is the one that who enters an unknown world. She is
Exactly.
the one
Yeah.
who is native to that world. What's wrong with
What's wrong
her
with that?
teaching
Yeah.
him anything? It's just
Exactly.
kind of like necessary, even
Yeah.
unless you want to say that women cannot teach anybody anything.
She was made competent actually, and from then on, once he learned actually, he knew what to do. You got all the drawbacks for the game. I don't know all the things. So my son told me, oh, this is from this game and this game. I know, for example, I know what the catsuit was. I know it's from one of the games, and I say, oh, that's from the games.
Grace Aidov didn't know.
She's an idiot. And it was really great movie. And if she's a fan, I'm sure that really she will just keep her mouth shut and say that that's something that I'm a fan of. I'm going to play Rosalina now, and will just do my job. And that's what she always has to do, because she was good in the last Fast and Furious 10, 11, something. She was okay. And I never heard interviews there, sitting next to Vin Diesel and say, well, this man over here outshined me all the time, which is, they both have the same acting skills.
Also, she sounds great as Rosalina.
And she also sounds great.
Her voice is great, it's perfect, it's tender, it's feminine, it's great. Okay, first, quickly, and just to say, before we continue with the chat, so last week, of course, Grace Randolph said that Brie's gonna tank the movie. So that's why we're mentioning Grace, because she has a history of saying things that have absolutely no connection to reality, even though she's a movie critic, a movie box office deliverer of the news expert. She never actually thinks in objective metrics. She's just like, oh yes, everybody like don't like Brie Larson now, so she's gonna tank the movie. Grace, are you so into the industry that you don't know how normies think? They don't think.
They don't.
First,
They don't.
and they don't know. So they don't think and they don't know. Their lives is probably super busy and crappy to some extent. They just want to see a movie and relax, and that's it. So she cannot tank the whole freaking movie. I mean, she uses as an argument many movies with big actors that tanked as proof, but that is totally not objective. It's like a strongman argument when she says that, oh look, this actor is not a box office draw, or that one isn't. Grace, people go first for the movie and the concept of the movie, and then you go maybe for the actor. If John Cena, I mean, before I was a huge John Cena fan, now I'm not so much because many reasons. But before, when I saw like John is gonna be in a big movie, if I don't like the concept, like he did some silly comedies and such, I'm not going I'm not going to the movies to spend money on that. I like John, I used to like him very much, but I'm not going to do that because
I'm not
this
going
movie
to.
is not worth my time. It's a movie to watch at home. So I'm also judging things in such a way. You know, is this movie good for the big screen or not? If there isn't like huge special effects and some amazing set pieces and grandiose things happening, that movie could be watched at home. You're not gonna lose this experience of the great blockbuster movie with the special effects. You're not. So I have to make executive decisions because this is my money on the line and my time. And people also think like that. Is this movie worth watching? If it's a small movie, no. Like a lot of people are going after Sydney Sweeney because her latest movie flopped. Yeah, the movie had no marketing. It's not interesting at all. It's so boring.
Knew nothing about that
it's
movie.
like watching paint dry. That's how people are gonna assimilate when they assimilate the movie and that information about the movie when they see the very little that it's out there. So it's not about the actors or actresses. Like Sydney Sweeney is very popular now, but what, she's popular now, but who went to see
Madame Web.
Madame Web.
Yeah.
We did.
We did.
We are happy, by the way.
Because we're superheroes fans.
Yeah, we're happy that we saw the movie.
But I'm never going to finish.
But I don't care about Sydney Sweeney being there. That's the point.
No.
I couldn't care less, you know.
Actually, that was the first movie I watched.
Yeah.
But I'm never going to finish Peacemaker, for example.
Yeah,
because
never
of John Cena.
No, because it's
never,
crap.
Yeah. Also, let's not forget, Grace also forgets, and that Super Mario is geared towards kids and families and things like that. Kids will just say, "Mom, can we watch that movie?"
Yeah, Tsunami's gonna say that.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's exactly what I've been waiting to say the entire time. That
that's it.
Logan gave it away right from the get-go.
Yeah, they don't
Grace
care
Randolph,
about...
I don't know, but she looks like a childless cat lady to me, and she has no idea how much a parent has to put up with. Mom, can you take me? Mom, can you take me? I want to see this. I want to see that.
Yeah. They don't
and
care about
for 2
the actors.
hours,
they
a
don't
parent's
know
going to
about
absolutely
who they are. Yeah.
She's like a cat
they're
lady
just gonna
without
go
the cats, though. She doesn't like animals.
Just to give an example again with some of my students, we were talking about Mario, and I told them, they also talk about the Minecraft movie for it, and I told them, the guy who Jack Black voices Bowser in that movie, and they asked me who, and I said, well, the guy from Minecraft, and they say who, and they say the guy who plays Steve. Oh, okay, but that's it.
Exactly.
Same thing I have to tell them with what do you think about Johnny Depp, and they say who, and I have to say, Jesus Christ, Jack Sparrow. Oh, that's it.
Yeah,
nothing
the marketing
else.
around Mario Brothers is going to be great. They're going to sell lots of toys, as long as they don't go completely retarded with it.
Yeah.
Okay, one of the girls is more assertive. The end. So some adults will be, cranky about it, but okay, your kids are still going to want to go see the movie.
Yeah.
Again.
Exactly.
So, but there are some comments here.
Go ahead.
Got it. So from Tekla, welcome Tekla, by the way. These kinds of people don't learn; they change camouflage. I agree. Provided that this camouflage is meant to actually hide them and tell them to shut the fuck up.
Yeah, totally.
Yes. Avernum Salenta says, I honestly think that everything she said was because her handler told her what to say. I think that's both true before and after. Not that I don't think that she's got her own political views. I think she was told to amplify it at that time period because it was a unique time period. Gooning chat, gooning chat, gooning chat. Oh my God, guys. Hail Valkyria Winter.
Okay.
Sorry it took me so long to get to you. We're doing something a little different tonight.
Indeed.
Max K says, acting is pretending to be something you're not. That's also called lying. I hate liars. Liars are bad. The preview showed Rosalina girl bossing. It will be worse than Peach, I'm sure. I think so also. I'm just wondering how far they go with it. But in the end, even if I dodge that movie, most parents, I think, will not.
Yeah. As I said, I was okay with Peach in the movie, so...
Rodkill made an amazing joke. Like, absolutely amazing. I just have to read it. So Rodkill says, well, my next movie dating a smoke alarm is going to be fire, so stand by.
He also said that he's currently working on a Date Everything movie, so...
Yeah, great stuff. That's a game, by the way, for everybody that doesn't know.
Yeah.
That is the most woke thing ever in existence of humanity.
But it tends to be a game.
Yeah.
So...
But now you continue if you have something else to add.
Nope, that's it. It's just a lot of hellos and some goon talk and some mentions of where Jack Black came from. But I don't think anyone really cares.
Okay.
There's a hatred of actors, that's true.
Bottom line, nobody cares enough to not go and see a movie. Brie Larson
True.
cannot tank this movie. It's too big for any one actor to tank it. And Chris
Jack Black-
Pratt
Jack
also
Black
has
didn't-
controvery behind
yeah.
him. As you know,
Jack Black
nobody
too.
cares.
He didn't tank the first one. No,
Yeah.
he didn't tank the what was the Minecraft movie. No.
$1.5 billion. Yeah.
If anybody hates an actor, if you're a Trump supporter, you hate Jack Black with passion.
Yeah.
So he did a lot worse than Brie ever did, and a lot recently
Lot
too.
worse, yeah. And
A lot
too.
recently, and that movie didn't tank at all. So how is Grace even thinking about those things? It doesn't make any sense. History proves totally otherwise.
Yeah.
I don't get it. And
Facts are facts.
She has bad instincts.
I mean, instincts have to supplement your critical thinking, but in her case, it just doesn't. Okay, we have to move on to the next topic. We don't
Let's go
have
to the
like
next one.
500 tons of time.
Hail
But let
Kyle
us-
B.
Hail Kyle B.
Hail
It's
Kyle B,
here
of
earlier,
course.
so-
But let us know, guys, what you think in the chat about this, because this is gonna be cut into video as well. So write a comment in the video. It does help. So let's go to the next topic, which is pretty damn interesting. So China's anime boom only makes Japan's industry crisis more painful.
Yeah, ouch.
Oh boy, let's see what this is about. Tsunami, take it away.
Aye, aye. In a year of great achievements for anime, in which fans should be celebrating the worldwide success of franchises like Demon Slayer, Chainsaw Man, and Solo Leveling, Japan shared bad news that points to a bleak future for the animation industry. According to Japan Taikiko Databank, a number of animation studios closing or declaring bankruptcy in 2025 continues to increase. Highlighting an upward trend for the third consecutive year, 8 Japanese animation companies have closed their doors so far in 2025. This doesn't align with anime's market growth, indicating an impending crisis as the industry's success isn't generating sufficient revenue for animation studios. In contrast, the Chinese animation industry's boom could put it ahead of Japanese anime if sustainable strategies aren't implemented. Although anime is a profitable market, most of the revenue goes to the large companies that own the IP rights, and animation studios often lack sufficient funding to cover production costs and labor expenses. Furthermore, while many companies have taken measure after the rise of awareness about the deplorable working conditions of animators, many studios are experiencing labor shortages. Labor shortages and inadequate production schedules are increasing the need to outsource work to foreign studios, resulting in disconnected productions and a final product that varies drastically in quality to meet production committees' deadlines, as seen in recent anime such as One Punch Man Season 3. Due to workload overload, many studios are forced to extend deadlines, with proof of some anime being delayed in 2025. One of the fall releases, Past the Monster Meat Milady, was initially slated for a spring premiere, and Chitose is in the Rumune bottle recently announced a delay in its broadcast. Other anticipated animes have also been postponed to 2026, like Witch Hat Atelier, Sentenced to be a Hero, and Dorohedoro Season 2. On the other hand, China is becoming a leading industry player in animation. Beyond the impressive box office because of Neza 2, with the government promoting animation and funding new studios, according to Creative Village's report, Chinese animation production costs are only 1/3 of those in Japan. Furthermore, Chinese studios aren't relying on just offering subcontracting services anymore. China is currently focused on developing their own successful IP, producing worldwide hit donghwas in 2025, such as Lord of Mysteries and To Be Hero X. Even donghwas like All Devouring Whale, Homecoming, and Who Made Me a Princess have been dubbed and have been broadcast in Japan. Nevertheless, it's sad that even with the anime culture in Japan, current operational strategies are forcing small animation studios into bankruptcy. With major streaming companies investing in anime co-production, there's a need for new measures implemented by the Japanese government that benefit animation studios and their staff. A just profit distribution and training of new animators could help achieve a balance between the creation of quality anime and the sustained economic growth of the anime industry to overcome the crisis so that fans can keep enjoying new productions from both Japan and China in the future.
All right.
End article.
Yeah. How the mighty has fallen.
Yes, thank you for that, Tsunami. Now Logan is gonna take the stage because you are more into these things and more history and stuff. So give it a go. I actually never thought that I'm gonna see something like this because anime in general is considered to be coming from
Big thing.
Japan, originating from
Yeah.
there. The whole word anime, everything is originating from there. So what the
Well,
heck is happening?
technically, it originates from American animation, actually.
Oh, right.
Because
But anime is a word.
anime the word, yeah, which
Yeah.
means just animation,
Mhm.
technically. But now we use it to refer exactly to this style of thing. Back in the days, actually, in the 80s, a lot of Japanese studios, Asian studios, but specifically Japanese studios, were begging to come to the Western market, and that's why most of those cartoons from the 80s were actually drawn by Japanese companies, and you could see the quality. Things like G.I. Joe, the first 5 episodes of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and you can see the difference. Then you watch another episode later when another studio, like Korean studio or something like that, or even their American studios start working on it, and you say, what happened with the animation? You know, and you could really see, or the intros were specifically from Japanese companies. There is actually, you can see the intro of X-Men the animated series, which is the American one, but the Japanese actually made 2 intros for X-Men the animated series when it was aired in Japan, and they made it by themselves, just drawn, and you say, well, I want to see it with that quality. X-Men is pretty great drawn, but they proved that, we can do it actually better. And now it's kind of the opposite of that. I have never seen a Chinese dangua. That's their word for anime, actually.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Dangua. By
But
the way, I'm very anime with this.
absolutely, but but it's the same style, and from what I've heard, actually, it's really great. I thought when we had that topic, I thought it was going to be about Japanese anime going down because of wokeness, which also happens now in Japanese anime.
What a devastating, horrible thing
Sadly,
to know.
I thought the Japanese people will be, impeccable for that, but no. But apparently it's also of the overload, which I was thinking that it's going to happen inevitably someday, because many of the big creators actually passed away because of that. The creator of Berserk passed away because of the overload. Other creators we had in the several few years that also passed away from that. The creator of the Guyver, the manga, the anime has just several episodes like over, but the manga was it started in 85, I think, and it continued long time, and it stopped because I think the creator could never finish it. Now rumors has it that he's alive, but he was so overworked that he decided to become a dentist.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's totally different.
I don't know if it's true, but he's not doing anything with the manga. That's a problem in Japan. Really, the big overload with work. People are dying because of that. They have to sleep in offices. If the manga is not finished, they push them even harder so that they finish it, so that they can do the anime. In the meantime, they are doing fewer episodes, and you say, "What's happening now? Just leave the guy some time." In very few occasions you actually wait for the guy to finish the manga, and or you don't wait and you decide, okay, whenever you finish it, we'll finish the anime because it will take too long, and we'll give our own spin. That's what happens with Full Metal Alchemist, the first version. The manga was not finished, and they said, we're just going to finish it with whatever we think it should be, and it works better than Game of Thrones, actually. Because it actually, the story makes sense of how it would end. Later on, they made a new version that when they finished the manga, but they have to do something about that. You can't push people. I know it's an honor thing that you have to do your job, but those are still people. We're not living in the samurai days anymore, so really
They're
have
not
to do something.
robots.
They're not robots, indeed.
Freaking
So
hell, it's
really,
about art. Art needs time.
because we can also see the decline of quality in many animes. I mean, yes, we can see it with One Punch Man. Sadly, in the style, we still like the second season as a style, but you could see the dip of quality, especially when you watch a lot of anime and you know which studio does what. And I have seen many animes from the studio, I think it was Madhouse, I'm not sure, that did the first season, and I know how they work. And when you see something else in the second season, you say, okay, yeah. Still good, but not what it could have been. And it take how many years we were waiting for season 2, and then so much years for season 3. It wouldn't take that long if you actually give the proper conditions for the people to
Yeah,
work.
Logan actually grew 3 beards.
3 beards, exactly.
this time.
I shaved them, I grew them.
It was like up to here.
Up to my Gandalf beard while waiting. So yeah, really, they just need more time for that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really what I think. It's sad to see that dip in quality, and I have seen shots of some Chinese donghua, and it really looks amazing.
Yeah.
Just like their movies start to look really better and better, especially their fantasy productions and things like really big, epic, and you say, oh boy, I wish I knew Chinese.
Camera angles and so creative. I'm so impressed. But Tsunami, please tell us what you think.
China's, well, for one thing, the first thing I'd say is I agree 100% with wokeism inserting itself into Japanese culture, number one. Number two, there's been a significant political movement that just happened there, i.e. with their new prime minister, the lady that just got put into office. So I'm wondering what's going to happen there, because she's pretty ultra conservative. So I'm wondering if that's going to affect a lot of what's coming out. However, at the same time, China is being extremely smart about what they're doing with video games, with film, with all mediums of entertainment. They're on the cultural offensive right now, and they're making win after win, because instead of marketing overtly political bullshit, they're putting out stories that people think are cool, or this is awesome, or whatever. I don't have to follow some kind of like political trend that's going on. And they don't care about working conditions at all for their people. In theory, in Minecraft, whatever, for legal reasons, don't kill me, Chinese people. But they don't care. It's a well-known thing that they can go ahead and overwork their people, and they're knocking out product after product. So for right now, China's just building up dubs, and it's a thing. And frankly, there's a heavy market for it, and other people that aren't willing to play the game like that, pretty savagely, are going to lose. So that's my overall thoughts. I guess the ultimate thing is seeing what the prime minister enacts in Japan, in terms of seeing what happens overall culturally in the future. So it's got a really interesting thing to watch right now.
Yeah, that would be something really interesting to watch, how it will unfold, and what the impact will be, especially on the industry.
Indeed, guys. But we do have to move on to the next topic because we don't have like a ton of time. I want to say a huge thank you to Roadkill for the $4.99. Thank you so much, Roadkill. You're getting the Wonder Woman salute because this is yes, it's not Wakanda forever.
It's
Wonder
not
Woman.
Wakanda forever, no.
Thank you so much, Roadkill. This means a lot. And guys, if you want to support, we have like more 30 minutes, not more. Okay, so let's move on, really, because we have amazing 2 topics to discuss. And talking about Wonder Woman, speaking about Wonder Woman,
Yeah.
may she return, actually, because, oh boy, we have this news from comic book news, I don't know why I say comic. So we have this news from comic book news.
Cosmic.
I keep reading comic book. Okay, cosmic. We have this news. We have this news from
Cosmic.
Oh, you just got a 50.
Next day.
What happened? Oh,
Big super chat.
Valkyria Winter.
Valkyria Winter.
That is absolutely so amazing. Thank you so much, Funari. Over Roadkill. Now Seed Boy. Futanari? What's Futanari?
Futanari.
Oh, you don't want to know. That's lots of gooning. Goon talk between her and Roadkill.
Oh, okay. You can tell me later.
Chicks with sticks. Chicks with sticks. The end.
Okay.
Nice.
Valkyria Winter. This is absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for the 50 super chat. That's beyond my ken. I'm so happy. Thank you so much. Yeah. This is so important for the show, so we can keep doing this. So thank you so much. You get the Wonder Woman salute. Hold on. Now we have a lot of salutes to do. So for the 50, Wonder Woman salute. Oh, I hit the lamp. Most muscular.
Most hitting the lamp.
Most muscular hitting the lamp. Freaking hold my blouse.
No, yeah.
The V-Taper salute. V-Taper salute. The Warhammer 40k Empress salute. Like hop.
It's morphin time.
Morphin time. And
Oh yeah, you have in this one. Should I? I don't know.
and the sword. Knighting.
You're knighting.
I knight the Valkyria Winter to be amazing. Contributor to the Imperium. And I bless you with the Imperial blessing. And for Red, Logan is doing the Donjaku thing.
Oh, for that, yeah, it was
Yeah.
for that. Exactly, yeah, I forget.
I'm doing all of this plus the Donjaku thing for Red one.
That's pink or
Yeah, that's pink,
Alright.
yes. Okay, we
Okay.
did all the things.
plus the non-jack things.
Plus the Donjaku. Okay.
Might say something in Japanese for that.
Oh, okay, you can say something in Japanese. And Ayasto, I see your message. Just hold on. Why is my watch beeping all the time?
There are
Okay.
lots of descriptions of Futanari in chat right now.
Well, at least today we learned what futanari is. You know, so
That's if you didn't know before, chat's letting you know right now. I'm just gonna
Yeah,
leave that
I
alone.
also learned something Japanese now. Okay.
Okay, Ayasto, got
It's
it,
good
got
to
it,
know.
got it. Yeah. Okay, let's continue, guys. Something that I missed in the chat, Tsunami, or
It's nothing you want to read out loud.
okay.
Just if you want to
Okay.
know more later.
All right, guys. So let's continue to this amazing news now. Let's start from the beginning. But once again, Valkyrie Winter. Thank you.
Just I see in the chat how Thomas is trying to replace Man of Culture as the Gunnar King and things like that. Thomas, you have to get into a lot of things. Not to Space
Yeah.
Wolf, Valkyria Winter, Space Wolves are the best in 40k. Totally right. Thank you.
Thank
Okay.
you. Thank you for
Well,
that.
I mean, I like that.
And hi to I in the chat
Yeah.
before I continue. So huge news, and I also have the source opened as well. So I'm gonna show you the source as well.
Let's hear that.
So Zack Snyder, Christopher Nolan, and Saudi set to bring back the SnyderVerse exclusive. So basically, the Saudi Arabians, they have the biggest money ever, and they want to buy Warner Brothers as well. They already bought EA, so it seems like they're closing in.
Sorry, I heard Bonner Brothers instead.
Warner Brothers.
Sorry, guys. Yeah.
I've been trying not to laugh. You killed me, man.
Man, I heard Bonner Brothers and say, wait, what?
The Futanari Boner Brothers got it. Oh my god.
Now imagine two brothers holding their
Oh,
bonus.
Jesus Christ. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Okay, sorry about that, guys. Feel free to continue now. This is gonna be a fun video later.
Oh, well.
All right. On the eve of the anniversary of the theatrical Justice League release, our insiders have reached out with major updates about Zack Snyder, sale of Warner Brothers, Discovery, and what is now being described as a full play scenario for the return of the SnyderVerse. Warner Brothers Discovery is officially up for sale, and it's no coincidence that Zack Snyder has been posting nonstop DCEU images and liking fan content on Instagram that compares the performance of his films to James Gunn's struggling DCU projects. The timing lines up with what we have been told. If Warner Brothers Discovery is sold, James Gunn will be out as head of DC Studios. Fingers crossed. This comes from the same insider who told us Daredevil, Born Again, was being completely retooled months before the Hollywood Reporter confirmed it exactly as we reported. It's the same source who has been accurately filling us in on the WBD sale and David Zaslav's plans before the trades caught up. Their track record speaks for itself. SnyderVerse in full play for a return. Regarding DC, the message from our insider is clear. The SnyderVerse is back in play, fully. That means Zack Snyder returning to DC, not just for a one-off Elseworlds title, but for an actual revival of the universe he started. We're told Christopher Nolan is also part of the plan to return as executive producer. That's the same Christopher Nolan who backed Snyder on Man of Steel and helped shape the original vision for DC before WB derailed it with studio interference. According to what we have been previously told, it was also Nolan's decision to hand over DC to Snyder. While Snyder has publicly said he wanted to end his DC career with an adaptation of The Dark Knight Returns, we're now told that the impending sale of WBD has shifted everything. He is pivoting towards restoring the Snyderverse outright. If that happens, it implies the return of Ben Affleck as Batman, who publicly rejected working with Gunn's DCU after its announcement, and Henry Cavill as Superman. Fans remember Cavill's widely seen interview with Josh Horowitz confirming his comeback, only for Gunn to immediately upend it. Gal Gadot has also been visibly actively supporting Snyderverse posts. None of this is accidental. Even Ezra Miller is making some sort of Hollywood return. Gross. According to our source, they're in the driver's seat with their $1 trillion fund. And here's the critical part. Zack Snyder already works with the Saudis.
And this is a
Snyder
post
and
from
the
Zack.
UFC. Sorry, what?
And this is the post from Zack, just saying this is what he posted on Instagram, and he posts a ton of pictures that we covered on the superhero channel, and we do think that this is not accidental, so having this news now, it's coming in the perfect time. So continue.
Snyder and the UFC partnered with the Saudi Arabia's General Entertainment Authority, chaired by Turki Al Sheikh, to produce Brawler, an upcoming film Snyder is directing and co-writing. The Saudis trust Snyder creatively, and he's already tied directly into their entertainment expansion. Our insider says this is exactly why Snyder has been highlighting his Snyderverse work on social media. Signals aren't random, they're building momentum. We're told that Hollywood as a whole is also signing massive new deals with the Saudis, including Trump, and figures connected to Trump's circle like his son-in-law, Jared Kushner. The kingdom wants major entertainment assets, major franchises, and massive theme park IP.
Yes, Zack Snyder
Theme park,
and the UFC.
Power, Universal, and Warner. Our source also confirms that the Saudis want a massive Universal/Warner theme park as part of their Vision 2030 initiative. That means the potential to bring DC Universe, Universal Monsters, Jurassic Park, Harry Potter, and The Lord of the Rings all under one entertainment umbrella. A fully restored Snyderverse lines up with that ambition. A WBD acquisition gives them everything. DC, Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, Universal Monsters, and more. Hollywood producer confirms Saudi deal near completion. Our insider pointed us to comments from Hollywood producer Patrick Caligari, who said he was the first to report Saudi Arabia's interest in WBD back in October. According to Caligari, who recently returned from Saudi Arabia, the deal is nearly done. He stated that Saudi Arabia's acquisition of Warner Brothers Discovery is one signature away from completion and that the price could reach $70 billion. If true, the sale could close faster than anyone expected, and the Snyderverse could return far sooner than fans ever thought possible.
And this is Patrick.
And
this is Patrick. And now it's time to turn to Patrick actually and see what he says.
Patrick says something?
That's the source.
Oh, okay.
That's the source. That's the actual source, and then we're gonna discuss.
Okay.
So let's see. Let's play this
information and have run with it. Outlets are now presenting this as their own, but the source is right here. Kind of humorous because I've actually been reporting on this since October 16th. That's when I first heard that there may be a $70 billion deal from Saudi Arabia to purchase Warner Brothers. Now, I do have sources in Saudi Arabia who are now telling me that the deal is about one signature away from being complete. And these sources are pretty solid media sources, and they're sources that I am trusting. Now, of course, this could all blow up in my face, and I could be eating the biggest meal of dead crow of my life if it's wrong. But I am trusting my gut right now. I'm trusting my sources, so I am going all in on this is what's happening. The one information I don't have is whether Comcast is also involved with this deal, whether Comcast would be picking up some of the additional elements of Warner Brothers like HBO Max. That's still the mystery right now. But from what I understand, Paramount has made multiple bids at about $60 billion, and the Saudi fund is estimated to be $1 trillion. And as a person who was in Saudi Arabia just 3 weeks ago, you've seen the evidence now showing that this country is going all in on media. They bought EA Sports. It's on LIV Golf. Now, of course, what's really interesting is so far, none of the traditional Hollywood news outlets have reported on any of this. They've been circling the Paramount story with the Ellison family trying to purchase Warner Brothers. They've been reporting on Netflix trying to get their name in the game. But from what I understand, the deal is almost done. And David Zaslav did mention that by December, they will announce who is going to be the owner. So right now, everything is tracking on point on the timeline, and we will see who the owner is that's going to emerge. So you know who the source was and where the information was coming from. Producer Patrick on the scene. Saudi Arabia is on the
Sorry, muted. Okay. Sorry, guys. I muted ourselves because there could
The
be.
video, yes.
Okay, sorry, guys. So what I said.
Yeah, what?
I gotta repeat that, and
Well.
then I'm gonna give you the word, of course. So, so this makes sense even from psychological standpoint. We had some naysayers on our superhero channel that were like, "No, those pictures that Zack is posting don't
He's
mean
just
anything."
trying to stay relevant. Oh.
Yeah, he just tried to stay relevant. I mean, guys, Zack Snyder
He was
is
never
a
irrelevant.
yeah, he was never irrelevant. Like, directors are just directors,
Yeah.
and Zack Snyder is not one of those that are putting their noses into everything, just like freaking James Gunn is doing all the time. He is such an egotistical maniac. He put himself even in pictures with
And
Lois
everything.
and Clark,
Yes,
like
yeah.
promotional pictures. He's always there. You can never see a picture without him. Even him putting himself in the middle of, let's say, a cast members, and he's there. He's like
yes.
the most important thing.
He also
Okay.
put himself in the Harley Quinn animated show.
Yeah, he self-inserts everywhere, and the Creature Commandos, he made
That's
Red
him
Flag
there, yeah.
looking just like himself, whatever. But Zack is not like that. This is quite the opposite. So this is pure psychology to me, because I'm very well into understanding psychology and how people do things and why. So at least I think I had my also gut feeling correct here that something was going on, because Zack is not that kind of a director. He's not a very public person. He only posts about things that he cares about when he knows that the audience is going to react. And in this kind of a way and line of thinking, he decided to make all of a sudden out of nowhere an Instagram account. I didn't think that was an accident.
didn't have a
And then
director.
immediately started posting pictures that we never seen before from the movies. Excluding the picture for Patriots Day of Superman,
yeah.
who we all have seen, for Man of Steel. But besides that picture, everything else I never seen before. He also, posts some other things to be like, it's
Here is
kinda,
a photo from Watchmen.
or some random guy that he filmed something with the random guy. He's super hairy and he leads a horse.
But also, and let's not forget that, as it was in the article, Gal Gadot also backed up those
Yeah,
tests.
like
She
you
said
said.
to Henry Cavill in the memories of millions, you're already there, Superman.
Yeah,
Which,
he backed it
you
up.
know,
He backed it up.
yeah.
So as we read here, I mean, the article is written very well. What has been
Great
happening?
article indeed.
And of course, people are gonna speculate if something is happening, and we may be wrong. But the point is
course.
that whatever we see, it points to that direction, because when you know that he's a private person, it's not like James Gunn, and he already. I mean, he's all of a sudden making an Instagram account out of nowhere. Instagram has been around for years, and now he
he's doing it
started
now, yeah.
basically posting pictures from his own work, and mostly of that is Justice League, Man of Steel, whatever SnyderVerse. He didn't actually post Wonder Woman. I don't think so.
No.
Yeah.
But he did post Aquaman.
yeah, he posted what he did for the most part, but just
Mm.
without, Gal. But in any case, it seemed that it's very intentional. And the other pictures that he posted, it seems that it's just part of him and his work, and he kind of want to make it seem like it's not that.
Mm.
That's what we think, but it is. But
But it
it's
is.
not. So this game, this comes perfectly in time. Now we just have to watch the news and see what's gonna happen.
Yeah,
I'm all
I
for
mean,
this, of course.
oh, totally, yeah. I
All
mean,
for this.
I prefer having back the SnyderVerse than him doing the Dark Knight Returns adaptation, because his Batman is basically based off that Batman.
Anyway.
But it's better
Yeah.
actually. It's better. If I say that the Dark Knight Returns is kind of overrated comic book, people will hang me. But I'll say it, it's overrated. I don't like old Batman, guys. That's I like young Batman. So I heard actually and I see several pictures, but never thought that this was actually true. Some people said that it will be Justice League 2 and 3 will be like animated movies. I hope that's not true, because I want to see movies with those guys again. I don't care how old they are. They look good, so I like to see this Batman. I like to see this Superman. Gal still looks perfect, so everything is just recast Ezra Miller, not because all the horrible things he was doing, just because that ain't no Flash there. So take another guy who is manlier and it's not annoying. Recast Jason Momoa as Aquaman, put Alan Richardson, and here we go.
It's gonna be perfect.
Perfection. But anyway, even if they keep those guys,
They will, though.
I watch that. They will. I watch that universe, because I don't know how much was actually the input of Christopher Nolan in Man of Steel, because he was a producer. People say that it wasn't Zack Snyder, it was Christopher Nolan did everything. He was a producer. Maybe he get some direction.
He was actually against Superman
snapping
Zod's
Zod's neck, yeah.
Yeah.
Which, and he said you can't do that. And we said, what do you mean? It makes sense in the story. Also, he did it in comic books, but anyway.
People just don't know these
People
things.
just don't know those things. So, if we see that universe, should we be afraid of the Saudi Arabias or not actually?
Yeah,
I
the only
think
one
not,
who I don't care
'cause
to see back is Ezra, but
yeah.
that's another topic. So tonight, let us know what you think.
Again, totally random person talking here, so just throwing my ideas out there. The first thing I'd like to see, which I always I couldn't stand, get rid of James Gunn. He's extremely
extremely extreme.
It's not even that. His precision is in specialty type movies that have lots of humor in them. So find the characters that are right for him and get him out of the lead chair. That's the first thing I do.
Yes.
As for Christopher Zaslav. In terms of Snyder, Snyder likes to make really dark movies. As for the SnyderVerse, I know that there's a huge, rabid fan base for it, and I could kind of see it, but it's like, how old are these people getting? So between Marvel and DC both, they have the same fucking problem. Age, time. So what I thought would be a really great idea, if you got the most competent person, and I'll just say it, I know I'm going to get hate for this, I'd rather see Nolan as the director and Snyder as the producer if you wanted to have that kind of duo. But I would make a movie with all of the SnyderVerse actors as the Justice League and make only one movie like that, and immediately do all prequel stories, have some sort of storyline where we need to look back on everyone's original storyline and then restart the entire DCEU, but do it properly, one movie at a time, introducing one character at a time, and do not rush forwards to the Justice League.
That's very
where
good.
we get to fully flesh out a character. So, I'm talking about people in their 20s, possibly very early 30s, and where this goes on for enough time that by the time they would have another team up, they would have been aged the same way as the original movie, and you would have moved on with a new audience. I think that's the way to do it.
That's pretty cool.
Fuck multiverses, fuck all that stuff. Just go back in time and reevaluate everyone, possibly with their own trilogies, and let specialty people work on their specialty things.
That's amazing.
If you want something darker, get Zack Snyder to do something darker. If you want something more humorous in nature, more light and friendly, etc., so on and so forth. So that's really how I see it. So if I'm in charge of this whole thing, I'm looking at 20 years. I need 20 years out of whoever I'm casting. And I'm just not seeing that with Henry Cavill and Gal Gadot, Ben Affleck, or anyone else. It would be ridiculous to see them, running around in their underwear in their 70s. So I think that everyone needs to just kind of reset everything.
They don't
But that's
have
my
the
2 cents.
underwear outside though in their suits.
Yeah, so technically no, but your idea is amazing.
But you're totally right, and I could see how, when they're aged up and they do that movie, they could totally do something like Kingdom Come adaptation when actually the characters are older. So you could have an older Superman there, you could have an older Batman, so something like an adaptation of that, not a full-on adaptation.
And this also gets rid of problematic people like Ezra Miller.
Yeah.
You have him do a few starring roles, but you do a fully fleshed out Flash, much brighter, much lighter, and everything else, and with the like an actor that people can get behind.
Much manlier.
Who's, absolutely. Like, come on, man. Why is that guy the Flash? But anyways, that's my off the cuff idea about that. I think that between the Snyder Bros and everyone else, there's this ongoing fight, and the easiest way to kibosh that is reset the whole thing. The same thing with Marvel. You just need to completely reset the whole thing. Stop this multiverse nonsense, which is the end all answer to everything. And let's just go back to fucking the traditional stories.
To the basics.
Make people love superheroes again.
Yes, I am worried though to put Nolan on the front instead of Snyder, because Nolan also has a lot of issues and he doesn't understand how to do comic booky things because he's always doing his own things and his own interpretation of things. And although they're good movies, they're not the comic book representation of the characters nor the world that they're surrounded with. So I would maybe put them together again. And have someone that is a very good writer to write the scripts.
Like again, Chris Terrio and David Goyer.
Maybe someone else to correct them because they also do stupid things sometimes.
They also have stupid things.
David Goyer is so hit and miss.
Oh yeah.
He totally can make an amazing scripted movie and he can make a horrible one. So there you go. Let's see chat Tsunami real quick, and then we're gonna continue to the last topic because we don't really have time at all. But it's an important topic, so we gotta get it real quick.
So Rip Stanley took Marvel with him from Max K says Stanley died of selling out to Disney. That's true. It was pretty ugly. I says the TV show Flash actor was better than Ezra. I agree. Grant Gustin, something like that.
Grant Gustin, yes.
Grant Gustin.
Yeah, he was better, I thought. Thomas says Aquaman, the first one, would have been better if Amber Heard wasn't in it. Amber Heard, he says. Sure, but I mean, she's still attractive. She just had a lot of controversy going on.
Yeah, we didn't know what shit was she doing back then. I mean, she plays meta, so it's okay.
Valkyrie Winter says Batman has to be dark. I agree. So that's why I'm like, stop making one director for everything. Pick the right director to deal with each hero in its own specificity, and then find people that are actually comic book competent. They know the stories, and they're going to be technical assistants who are going to say, like, no, that person wouldn't do that. Similar to what happened with Henry Cavill in The Witcher. Like, he was literally like a technical expert.
Exactly.
But they refused to listen to him. And it should be from higher ups who are like, I don't give a shit what you do in your spare time. I want to make money. So listen to this fucking person over here, if he is a neckbeard. Let's see.
Neckbeard.
I don't know what they're talking about. Imagine the steroids in 25 years, says Tekla.
I hope they're better.
You're pretty dope.
Let's see.
Bosch, you making sausage? Nope. And that's it. We're all caught up. So I think we have time for the last one.
Flowers for me from Roadkill and a taco for the Empress for him.
Thank you so much. I need a taco right about now. So let's get to the Warhammer and gaming in the same time topic of the day, which is Warhammer 40k Boltgun 2 voice acting and battle sister with Alana Pierce. So I'm gonna read a bit of that first. So Warhammer 40k Boltgun 2 is coming out next year, featuring the new character Naira Veras. Like, what is that? Okay, SnyderVerse probably.
Hello.
All the Warhammer things are very hard to read. Of the Adeptus Sororitas, fighting alongside first game favorite Malum Kado. Even though the game is still deep in development, we caught up with Naira's voice actor Alana Pierce, a content creator, actor, and former games journalist, for a quick chinwag
Shinwak. Yeah.
about Bogan 2, her character, and why Warhammer is awesome. Okay.
How does she know?
Okay, so Warhammer community, how long have you been into Warhammer and how did you get into it? Tsunami, I think I'm gonna read that.
Do Australian
Okay.
accent.
Okay. With what accent?
She's Australian, right?
I can't do Australian
Okay.
accent. Can you do
Okay.
Australian accent, Tsunami?
Crikey, mate, I've been into Warhammer since I was about 13. I was always no, I cannot do an Australian accent. So I won't
But pretty good, pretty good.
That was
yeah,
amazing.
yes.
That was amazing.
Ah, Crocodile Dundee, man. Eh?
Okay.
That ain't a knife. This is a knife. That's about best I can do. Sorry.
Go.
Oh, okay. I go. Alana, I've been into Warhammer since I was about 13. I was always into video games, but as I hit my teen years, I started poking around in other nerdy hobbies. I went into a games workshop one day and walked away with James Swallow's novel Deus Sanguinius and continued reading Blood Angels books all through high school. I still have them sitting in a box in my mom's house back home in Australia. From there, I've branched out into other facets of Warhammer, including recently starting my first painting project, which I'm super excited about. Warcom, what's your favorite Warhammer video game? Alana, there are so many good Warhammer games that I have trouble choosing a favorite, but the one I return to the most is definitely Darktide. It's pretty hard to sell me on online multiplayer games in general, but Darktide is the only thing that has come close to giving me the hilarious, anxious camaraderie I love so much in similar other games. I also think Rogue Trader is one of the best CRPGs of all time with zero exaggeration. That game is so big and so impressive in pretty much every facet. And of course, Space Marine 2 was an absolute blast. Warcom, you have done voice work for your voice work for your fair share of video game characters, but this is your first from the worlds of Warhammer. How does it compare to other roles you've taken on? Alana, I'm always excited to be a part of video game projects, literally every single one, but I will admit there's something really special about getting to be a part of the Adeptus Sororitas. I just think they're an incredibly cool faction. Righteous, furious, incredibly devoted, and a mix of incredible warriors and charitable healers. Celestines specifically are basically the best of that. I also admit that much more casually. I love that we have partly matching white hair. Battle Sisters are definitely part of the reason I've kept my hair white for so long. Sure. Warcom, what made you want to take up the role of Narya Verat? Alana. Aside from having the opportunity to play a battle sister, which I would have said yes to no matter what, I'm also just really excited to be working with Ouroch Digital on Boltgun specifically. I have tons of affection for the boomer shooter genre and had a blast playing through the first game. I've even played through the typing game DLC a bunch of times because I thought it was such a fun idea, executed so well. Well, that's a horrible
It
game.
ain't the first time that
I
it
mean,
was done.
to me, that's horrible.
You should know that.
But okay. Warcom, how would you describe your own experiences with Warhammer as a whole? Alana, in general, though I'm largely talking about Warhammer 40,000, since it's the facet I'm in the most familiar with, I find Warhammer to be an incredibly fulfilling hobby to be a part of. I think Warhammer really stands alone in terms of how varied it is as a franchise. There are so many quality video games of pretty much every genre you can think of. Shooters, Blood and Thief couldn't be
Utas?
more. What? Blood and
Nothing.
Steel?
Blood and Death.
Blood and Thief? Couldn't be more different from Dawn of War. Literally hundreds of books from a huge array of talented authors, incredible animations on Warhammer TV, and that's not without even mentioning the tabletop game itself, or the minis. I especially love checking out the latest Golden Demon winners. Golden Demon winners? It's just such a rich, varied franchise which has been contributed by so many talented people of such different variations since before I was even alive. There's also just something so fun about yelling for the Emperor whenever you meet a fellow Warhammer fan in the wild. Well, some actually are yelling blood for the blood god.
Yeah,
And okay, we're finishing
I
this.
doubt that she ever screamed of it. Okay.
Okay. Warcom. The Adeptus Sororitas are known for their holy trinity of weapons. Are you a bolter, flamer, or a melter kind of a person? Alana, it's hard to deny how iconic the bolter is, and flamers are always fun. But I'm a sucker for the multi-melter for sure. That said, as someone who owns about 8 swords at this point, bravo, a power sword is always good to be in my go-to, and I'm so stoked that Nira has one. A power sliding melt sword combo is basically heaven for me. Alright, so
Boy.
it does seem like she just read a bunch of things and put them here, so we know that she knows
So we know that
what she's talking about,
yeah.
but I don't wanna say that. I mean, just how it seems. Alana used to be like one of the people that we have both watched. I mean, before she started doing some things that are obviously not okay, like stealing a person's art and whatever.
Yeah.
And talking other stuff, some of the things that she did say in the past were a bit taken too much on the nose. I mean, they're blown out of proportion. Some of them were not that bad, some of them were, whatever.
Some work, yeah.
So she kind of fell out of grace. Now, some people, of course, are complaining and pointing out that this is a Nepo baby kind of a situation, but I wouldn't say so because I'm just not that kind of a person that's just gonna do this without any proof,
Yeah,
like
yeah, we need
pointing
proof for that,
fingers,
yeah.
like her boyfriend works in the industry. Okay, it's possible for her to get a role like that because connections, but like, what's the point of working in the industry if you don't
If
have
you don't
connections?
have connections, yes.
If she's
exactly.
a capable voice actress, I haven't heard much of what she did.
Didn't know that she did other
She
things,
has a
yeah.
role in Cyberpunk, I think.
Okay.
I haven't heard much. I'm also playing the freaking Sister of Silent Battle, sorry, myself in the Valkyrie Down project, but this is a fan project, so I don't have an official role, just a fan project, which is a good way to dip my toes
start, yes.
into voice acting because it's a large role, it's the main role, and it's very dramatic.
Yeah.
And in the same time, I mean, I'm playing the kid Sister of Battle, and I'm playing the grown-up Sister of Battle, so it's a pretty difficult role. But in any case, if she's good for the role, I'm all up for it. I don't have anything actually against her. I don't hate her or anything like that. Did she leave her hair this color because of a Sister of
I very much
Silence?
doubt that.
I kind of doubt that because this is her style, kind of like it's my style to have red hair. It's her style to have white hair. It looks cool.
I mean, if it was that big of a fan, wouldn't we going to hear something about Warhammer in all the years that we're watching her? It's kind of the first time that I hear she says something about it, Haven't seen any miniatures
Yeah.
or anything else
I haven't
about
seen
it.
her post much about Warhammer. I think she had one post a year,
Mm-hmm.
years ago. And I mean, this is what Smash JT said he checked. I didn't, so I can't say anything about
Mm-hmm.
it. So is this completely faking it to present herself to Warhammer fans as someone who knows about Warhammer? We cannot say. Did she fabricated the stories that how she read books and stuff? Who knows? I
Sounds like a
don't
nice
know.
story, but we
I
don't
don't know. I mean, Max K seems to think that this dialogue is trash. So I'm not a person who's gonna like say that things are facts, what I'm thinking. It's just my opinion that this may or may not be genuine. To a point, it doesn't sound very genuine, but again, I don't know her. I don't know how she's invested, how she is, I mean, how much invested she is. And
we just haven't seen any proofs for that,
Second of all, there's many actors that have no idea the projects that they're involved with, and they have to learn from the start of the role. So that's one thing that's important to point out, because like how many people, I mean, does an actor has to be a fan of something to play? No. Like Helzo didn't know anything about Warhammer 40k. He's still playing that Warhammer project. He still has a role there.
By the way, episode 3 is coming this week and I'm there.
Yeah, and he's there. I'm not.
Kevin Conroy, for example, knew next to nothing about Batman when he take the role. You know, when he went to a casting, he said it in an interview, he knew, of course, about the Adam West show, hasn't read the comic books and things like that. I mean, he did a research to know, okay, so this is a person who, you know, has this and these problems, so he should sound like that when he's Batman. Maybe I can try to sound like that when he's Bruce Wayne. That's it. I wasn't a gigantic fan of Batman.
Yeah.
After that, he did the best job ever. So
and most actors are like that. Not everybody are like Brie Larson, who obviously is a fan of Super Mario. So Alana has to explain all of that, because we as fans are gonna expect something like this, and that's kind of annoying. It's kind of like not fair. She doesn't have to be a fan or know everything to play this role. She has to know her role and who are the Sisters of Battle, especially opposite to Space Marines and the world. She has to know these things, but she doesn't have to be a fan. So I think that's more fair to say, rather than point fingers out and be like, she's a Nepo baby, she doesn't know actually anything about Warhammer. Like, it's not easy to be in her position as well, and to have this pressure on herself that she has to present as a fan, so that you know, people feel better about her. We're not the ones making the decision of who's gonna play the role. She's gonna have like what, 5 lines in the whole game. The whole game is gameplay. There's not much to talk.
There's not much to talk
in
anyway,
it. So who cares? It's I'm just good with that.
Do the role, do the role. Don't speak a bull crap, as we say about Brie Larson and things like that.
If she does the role, that's her role. That's her job. She does it well. Then she earns it. Like, what the hell? What else? So Tsunami, continue now. Say what you think.
I'd like to highlight Max K's very prescient comment before we even brought this article up. Everyone's focusing on directors and actors. It's the writers that are the problem, which I think really ties in together a lot of the topics that we're talking about tonight. This woman, however controversial she's been, speak the lines that you were written and do them in a faithful manner. That's really all I think anyone really gives a fuck about. As for how much she knows or doesn't know, I think this dialogue is all BS. She's an actress that was told, go out there, here's the questions you're going to get asked, and answer them this way. This is the way things used to be done with actors who are going out and promoting whatever project they were going to get into. You drum up fan hype. If she is a voice that becomes tied to this character, similar to Kevin Conroy with the Batman, then she'll be the voice of that character. And maybe that'll make her more motivated to learn more about the world itself. Whether she does or she doesn't, I don't care. Speak your lines, adult pretender. If they're good, everyone will like it. If they're not, and you have to say a bunch of political nonsense, then everyone's going to hate you. So, I mean, that's kind of where I stand at this point. More Warhammer is good. Keep all the political BS out of it and just be true to the, whatever it is. But Max is right. That comes down to the writing itself, how it's going to come across to people.
Yeah, that's more important, of course.
Exactly, the job that you're doing is the most important.
But my thing is that, Verkeer Winter sent me friendship on Steam. I accept right away. My thing is that I just don't want to word things as truth, which is just speculation and all of that. I know that actors can do that, so they can promote things, and she's a famous girl, so she can say that she's more invested in Warhammer than she already is. It's possible, but also she also lives in a country where Warhammer was a thing, where in Bulgaria it wasn't.
It wasn't.
So if she was from here and she pretends to like Warhammer, I'll be like, really? Because I just discovered it like
Yeah,
6
yeah.
years ago, and it's amazing. And when did you discover?
Yeah.
I'm gonna be like this because I'm gonna be very curious if that's really the case, since we didn't have it, but
Yeah,
they
it
had
actually
it.
came around 2000 and something, a bit more prominent, yeah. For over here. We didn't have it in the 80s, so for sure.
What? Oh, okay. So, Tsunami, if you want to read the chat, and what is careful Empress? They may be what?
Where
I'm much further up than that. Hang on, I can look at it if you want. I'm at with Valkyria Winter's first comment on this.
Mhm.
Hold
Wait,
on,
what
let's
is
see.
F Uta?
Oh, there may be Futa.
Futa.
What's that?
Chicks with sticks. From Magic, if you want the full lesson, but I don't think you want to delve on this too much. It has nothing to do with what we're talking about.
All right, continue.
Chicks with sticks at the end. Sorry, let me scroll back up. Valkyria Winter, before they got super upset with me doing the Aussie talk. Valkyria Winter says, fuck that Alana Pierce. She knows fuck all on 40K. Valkyria Winter says, stop that Aussies talk, just stop. I did. Rokiel says that shit triggers Val. Valkyrie Winter says she looked up on Grok what is for Warhammer 40K. Valkyrie Winter says there is so many other games in 40K she could have said. So no, that thing isn't a 40K fan. Tekla says I have a message for Alana. Get the tits out, get the tits out, get the tits out for the lads. Agreed.
Jesus.
Valkyrie Winter, here's an important one. And she got into that role because of her boyfriend. I don't know her professional dating life, but I'm assuming she's associated with someone that has to do with Games Workshop or 40K in specific. I don't know this. I'm ignorant. Valkyrie Winter says Warhammer and Warhammer 40K are two different things. Alana knows stuff all. True. Super
Well,
different worlds.
She just didn't
I so
mention
fucking
the
hate
40K
fake
after
fans.
the word
Yeah.
Warhammer.
Just said
She can
Warhammer,
still say Warhammer, but she usually has to say 40K after if she means 40K because you. But you know, if we presume that she's talking about 40K if she
presume, yeah.
doesn't say anything else because Warhammer 40K is more popular than fantasy. So when you say Warhammer, 90% of the time you mean
People understand
40K,
40K
anyway.
yes.
So
Yeah,
I wouldn't
'cause
hold that.
actually the
against
other
her,
one
but
is
yeah.
referred more commonly as Warhammer Fantasy,
Yeah.
to actually make the difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, I that's how I've always heard people as a novice to this. People will say Warhammer Old World or Fantasy or 40K, and that's how people normally refer to it. When you talk Warhammer, it just kind of came out weird. And Valkyria Winter says she's a fake fan, and happy to call her out indeed.
Possible,
Indeed, yes, possible, as you say. Yeah.
But as the guys that are making the content here, I like to just be fair.
Yeah, we have to give a fair share
and objective as much as possible. So I don't want to say something that I haven't checked.
Yeah.
And I don't know for a fact. So I'm just saying maybe that's the case. Maybe she's not a real fan. She doesn't sound like a real fan. I'm saying that she doesn't. And that's how it seems. I just cannot state it as a fact because I don't know her personally.
As we said, we didn't see anything that she, is posting how she's playing the tabletop or some of the games or things like that. But that doesn't mean she's not. Maybe she's just more personal with that things and doesn't want to.
She's just focusing on many other things in her life.
Exactly.
Gaming is
unlike we can say about Brie Larson that she's a Super Mario fan because we know. We saw her playing
Valkyria
those
says
things,
people don't need to know or be a fan of the role they are playing, but if you say you are a fan and you're not, that is BS.
Of
Fake
course.
fans are well.
Yeah, totally.
If we assume that that's BS, that she's lying, then that's BS.
It's BS when James Gunn says that he
read comic
books and he grew up with Superman and things like that.
And then
That's
he's quoting
totally
things.
BS, yeah.
Then he's quoting things that were never canon.
And 5 minutes later, he says, Tom King told me, oh, that's in the comic books. And he says, oh, really? Okay, then we put it. And I said, then you don't know.
Then you don't know.
You don't know, yeah.
He's literally exposing himself all the time, but that's another topic. And Valkyria Winter says Games Workshop have been around in the 70s or 80s, I think. Well, Games Workshop 80s. And Warhammer started from the late 80s, and Warhammer 40K started somewhere around the year of 87. Before, what they did before, I have no idea, nothing. But I know that Warhammer 40K started since 1987, 40K. She would take a hit with me and then buy me lunch, Nolan. Okay, okay.
I'm looking at the rest of the comments. I'm like, there's lots of Space King talk and whatnot. I'm not sure if you want that right out loud for clips.
Esti Hugo made a funny comment about confused with
He
Warhammer
did make it
8K.
funny.
Just saying, if you became a fan of Space King first, then maybe you should really, after that, check in Warhammer 40k to know actually what is parodying. You know, so it will be even better. It will be even funnier.
Even, yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
guys, we are super late. We have to go. So tomorrow probably gaming stream. Tonight we just gotta do something because it's important. We see
Yeah,
what.
we can. Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah.
We see what.
We see what. Yeah.
Okay, so finishing words, Tsunami.
I have no finishing words. This is a very unique experience for me. Hopefully I did okay. Thanks to everyone in chat that showed up. Thanks for all the super chats, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
Amazing. Thank you so much. You did a great job. And we are actually gonna rate our own video later on the
Oh,
Hero
nice.
channel. So go there, give it a support. We
Yes.
need the watch time
Indeed.
so we can monetize the channel. We need it. So please go watch
And,
whatever you can from there.
3 more
actually.
subscribers to 600. So
Yeah, just leave it playing. Even don't watch it if
Leave
you
it
don't
playing,
want. But
yes.
you're gonna help if you just leave it playing. You just need the watch time. So yeah, thank you so much. Love you guys. Until next time with me, the 40k Empress and Logan and Tsunami. Bye bye.
The 40k Empress leads the way as warriors of the imperium sway into realms where dangers play, where hidden minds hold sway. Through stars and storms we rise, under her watchful eyes, with faith and fire will prevail, for the imperium must not fail. For the imperium we prevail. Beneath the grand cathedral spires, plots twist like smoldering fires, but with her blade of pure desire, she claims the stars entire. Through stars and storms we rise, under her watchful eyes, with faith and fire will prevail, for the imperium must not fail. For the imperium we prevail. Through storms and battle cries, her banners pierce the darkened skies, with bolter hymns